Hello everyone, Mike CompTech back for another video. I just wanted to do a video on the batteries in the New Wave toys. There's been a lot of talk about whether the batteries, if and when they do fail, would the game be able to run on just the power supply alone? Well, I have tested this on my missile command, because when I did the video on how to remove the lens, then I had that battery disconnected at one time and I was powering my missile command perfectly with no problem. But I did want to try it again on another one, so I pulled the back on one of my Cuberts, and this connector is the one running down to the battery, and we can see the battery right here peeking through there just a little bit. The blue right here is the battery. It's underneath this, and because Cubert, you can access the battery by taking the feet off the bottom, and there's four screws to undo, and you can get to that battery from this position on the bottom here by taking it apart down here. But in order to pull the battery connector, I had to take the back off of Cubert. So this is the battery connector, and it plugs into this connector right here. This is where it originally goes back, that one right here. It is now running on a power supply without battery. I'm going to put the back on here so I can turn him around and get this back out of the way. I'm going to turn it around, shut my light off here, and then show the screen on Cubert. Now this one has had the firmware update applied to it, so the aspect and all the rendering looks correct, but it is running now on a power supply. I'm running it on a Apple power supply, an Apple phone power supply. It happens to be 12 watts at 5 volts, and that's roughly around a couple of amps. And then also you can see that the high score are still saved, because apparently the high scores are written into non-volatile memory, meaning that memory will maintain its present state without power. And I've proved that as well, because I have left it unplugged off the battery for a period of time and then powered it back on just on the power supply, and my high scores are still there. So basically that's what I wanted to get across, because there's a couple of places on the forums that were talking about the batteries, and I was curious myself. I mean, I have found a source for the battery to replace. You can buy them. You just have to look at the milliamp hour and the voltage output. But see there's my there's all the high scores right there on this particular machine, and it's still maintains that, and that's great. So in a pinch, if you had to, if the battery, if and when they do fail out possibly, then you could run this on a power supply, and then the current draw is still very, very low. It's not like the current draw is very heavy. These things aren't pulling that much current. At least Cubert's not. And well, then Cubert has a knocker in it, but that's only used very briefly, just when Cubert falls off or when Corley falls off of the pyramid. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little video about showing that Cubert, as well as my missile command, but my missile command's all put back together, and I'm not going to take missile command all apart again. But I just wanted to show that Cubert for sure runs that way. And I know that the quarter arcades will run without the battery too. I've tried that on a Pac-Man, and I tried that on Dig Dug. Just for curiosity there as well, because I own those too. And basically their batteries are basically the same size and physical size and milliamp and voltage output as these. So that's what I wanted to bring forth here with this video. So anyway, I just wanted to do that. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk at you later. And my Zoltar is on the way, and we're going to be doing a review on that and probably a teardown on that as well. So talk to everybody later.